There is a land in the northernmost corner of Bharat where the rivers seem to sing ancient mantras and the mountains stand like silent sages, meditating for thousands of years. This land is Kashmir. Not just a valley draped in snow and blooming with flowers, but a cradle of civilization, a sacred ground steeped in spirituality. Its essence goes far beyond politics. It is profoundly divine. Yet today, Kashmir bleeds, crying out for humanity, for peace, and for remembrance. But do we truly know what Kashmir once was? How it came into being? What our ancient scriptures whispered about this sacred land? Before the tears and turmoil, Kashmir was a divine valley, born to legends and blessed by sages. Let me take you back to those forgotten roots, to the soul of Kashmir that the world needs to remember. Long, long ago, this land did not exist as we see it today. It was a giant lake known as Satisar, the land of Sati, covered in still waters and surrounded by mountains. The lake was home to a powerful demon named Jalodbhava. He was born from the very water and terrorized the sages and the divine beings. No one could live or meditate in peace. This was when Rishi Kashyap, one of the greatest sages and grandson of Lord Brahma, came to the land. Seeing the pain and the darkness, he began deep penance to purify the place and make it fit for the life and worship. Touched by his devotion, the gods responded. Lord Vishnu took his Varaha avatar, boar form, and struck the mountains, while Shiva used his trident to help carve an opening in the western hills. Through this gap, the waters of the lake began to drain out slowly, and for the first time, the hidden valley came out into view, a land full of promise and peace. The river that flowed through this gap became known as Vitasta, or today's Jhelum. This was the moment when the divine land was born, not by accident but by intention. It became known as Kashyap Mera, the lake of Kashyap, and eventually now known as Kashmir. As the life returned to land, Rishi Kashyap invited saints, scholars, and seekers to settle there. Ashrams and temples were built, and the valley became a place of knowledge and peace. But more than just rituals, Kashmir gave birth to one of the highest spiritual philosophies, Kashmir Shaivism. This path taught that the God is not somewhere far away. Shiva is within us, is every breath, is every heartbeat, every stone and every stream. It spoke of the union between the soul and the universe, not through rejection of world, but through deep understanding and presence. This philosophy, full of love and wisdom, made Kashmir not only a sacred land but a living temple. Kashmiri Shaivism has become a deep source of attraction for spiritual seekers, especially from the West. They came searching for what many of us have forgotten, the knowledge that we are not separated from the divine, but one with it. And then there was Shardapit, one of the most sacred Shaktipeeths. It is said that when Sati's body was scattered across the world by Lord Vishnu, her right hand fell here. This temple of Ma Saraswati, the goddess of learning, stood tall near the present-day Neelam Valley in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Sharda Pit is not just a temple. It was one of the oldest universities in the world. Scholars from across Bharat came here to learn scriptures, Sanskrit, astrology, grammar, and even metaphysics. Even Adi Shankaracharya came here to seek debate and knowledge. Today, that temple lies broken and forgotten, its wisdom silenced under stones and fading memories. This was Kashmir, vibrant, sacred, and soaked in spirituality. And then we wake up to the tragedies like the one in Pahalgam. On 22nd April 2025, in the middle of the silence of the mountains, gunfire broke the calm. A young child sat beside his father's lifeless body, still, quiet, unable to cry. He had lost both his parents, and in his blank stare was a lifetime of pain and trauma. His face was turned away, too small to understand, but destined to carry the weight of trauma forever. On the same day, a newlywed woman saw her husband shot on forehead in front of her eyes. They had come to find peace, to celebrate love, but found only fear. And just like that, 26 people and 26 families got destroyed that day, just in the blink of second. With no fault of their own, they became victims of brutality they never deserved. This is the pain of Kashmir. A land that gave the world peace is today struggling to find its own. The temples that echoed with mantras now echo with silence. The mountains that once blessed saints now weep quietly behind clouds. And yet, there is truth that remains untouched. Kashmir is not just a territory we lost, it's a part of our soul we have forgotten. This story is not to provoke but to awaken. Kashmir is not just a piece of land, it is Shakti, it is Saraswati, it is Shiva. Every inch of it holds a tale, a tear, a temple. Can a tree survive if its roots are burnt? Can a river flow if its source is poisoned? So I ask you, not as a narrator, but as a seeker, have we forgotten Kashmir's true identity? Can we bring back the chants of Rishi Kashyap, the wisdom of Sharda Pit, the purity of Pahalgam? Or we will only remember Kashmir when it bleeds? Let this not be just a story you hear. Let it be a call to protect what is left, to restore what is lost, and to remember what was once divine. Kashmir is not a tragedy. It is a tapasya in waiting. And maybe, just maybe, if we truly remember, it can become a tirth once again. I wonder, will it? Will Kashmir ever become sacred again? Or will Rishi Kashyap from beyond the skies still be waiting, watching, and pleading? What have you done to the land I made once divine?